Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Joyfulgorilla7 here, aka Logan, because that's how people go by my name here. Today we were doing an interview for media. Basically, what the interview is going to be. Basically, we're asking questions like how much TV do they watch, or how much media do they use, if violence is anything to do with media, and stuff like that. Before we start, please don't forget to smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. It really helps out the channel. Alright guys, so let's get started. First we have, want to say your name?
Mrs. Lowe.
So, first question. How much TV do you watch a day?
I would say maybe like at most would be like 1.5 to 2 hours. Usually I just watch a program and, kind of relax at the end of the day.
Alright. So, how much media do you use generally?
I'm definitely like, I'm on my phone quite a bit between work and, my kids have social media for their school apps and stuff. So, I would say probably like collectively, probably like 3 hours a day. And I spend a majority of my time on a computer at work as well. So,
right. Alright, so our third question is, do you think violence has to do with media?
I think it can.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with how a parent conducts their child's relationship with television, or games for that matter. Make sure that they're, following the suggested maturity levels and stuff of, what's suggested on the games, or the TV, or whatever. I also think it has a lot to do with, like how things go on a day-to-day basis in your household. Like if your child is affected by a lot of different trauma and stuff, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with media. I think violence is violence based off of what they're exposed to. So basically, like, I think it can, but I don't think it has a full effect. I know I was a kid. I watched stuff I probably shouldn't have growing up that, my mom was like, well, I don't care if you watch. But, I'm not going to go out and hurt somebody because I saw somebody else do it on the TV. But that doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't because of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it just has a lot to do with how the parents handle,
Right.
that relationship with television for their child. So.
Alright, so the fourth question is, how do you think media has affected the world?
Huge. Like without media, we wouldn't know a lot of things. Like media is news. Media is, how we get a lot of our information on a daily basis. Like obviously, unless you go outside and see for yourself, you're not going to know what the weather's like between the apps on your phone or apps on your TV or whatever. Like your channels on your TV, rather. I think it's definitely something that, like, it's necessary.
I'm probably going to go. I am. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Sorry.
Alright, so definitely good for a time crunch situation, right? So like if you're like low on time. Alright, so the fifth and final question. What do you think of media as a whole?
I think that it is necessary, but I think that it has become an obsession in our society.
Right. I've definitely seen that.
Yeah, I think that, like, kids, when I was young, I'm in my mid-30s, we spent a lot of time outdoors no matter what the weather was like.
Yeah, like people will actually go outside and touch some grass.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays people will touch their phones all day.
Yeah.
Instead of actual grass.
Yeah, I grew up in the time where, like, I remember what it was like when there was no internet, no, you know what I mean? Like, and then I've seen it progress and how it's changed kids, how it's changed adults, how it's changed what daily life looks like. And I think it also paints a big picture of expectations, like society's expectations of what, your perfect little family should be like. I feel like a lot of people take advantage of social media as a way to make themselves look better.
Right.
And I don't know. I think it can be kind of ruthless sometimes. Like
Right.
there's definitely been an influx in, you know, bullying and things that get put on the media, and
Right.
you know, like kids commit suicide and stuff. Like that's sad because they're being attacked online. Like that's not fair. So I definitely think that it has a big impact on the world. I think it can be a very positive thing, but it also has its negative downfalls as well. So, but yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Mhm.
I will get the results in, and then yeah.
Okay, perfect.
All right. See ya.
Thanks.
All right, guys. We're back. So we have Missy, right?
Yep.
So for the first question, how much TV do you watch per day?
Maybe 15 minutes at the house. I don't really watch TV.
Yeah. All right. So the next question is, how much media do you use generally?
Oh, that's a different question. A lot. I mean, I use it at work. I use it at home. I use it for my business a lot. I can't even tell you, maybe a good solid 4 to 5 hours.
All right. So the next question is, do you think violence has to do with media? If so, why?
Yes, social media. People tend to spit out opinions and not facts.
Right.
So, yeah.
I like that answer. That is a good answer. So, how do you think media has affected the world? Like, for example, how do you think life is going now compared to like before media was even invented?
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. I feel like people think that what they see on the internet or social media, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, is what's really going on. They're not realizing it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is give me now. I want it now.
Right.
I don't want to wait for it. And they think that people realistically go on vacations and they have all the money in the world. It's not real life.
Right.
It's just for show. So I don't know. It's blowing a lot of people's heads up on social media. I'll say that.
All right. So we just answered question 4, right? So the fifth and final question is, what do you think of media as a whole?
It has its disadvantages and benefits. Disadvantage, people will choose that versus going to be social.
Mm-hmm.
Benefits, I would say for myself, it's easier to reach a lot of more people from a business standpoint because I don't have the time in the day to sit down and talk to a person face one-on-one versus I could reach 50 people if I just put a quick post out real quick. So it has its benefits and,
Right.
disadvantages, but it goes either or, depends on how you use it.
Right. All right, well, that was the last question. Thank you for your time. And now we're going to go to the next person.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we're back for the I don't know how many times work time. So we have here Mr. Nick. So for the first question, how much TV do you watch per day?
Per day?
Yeah.
I would say 2 to 3 hours.
Well, you're a lot more than everybody else.
Really?
Yeah, everybody else will say hour to two and a half.
Yeah, I think 2 to 3 is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely more than everybody else.
Gotcha.
So how much TV do you use generally?
Like media, like on TV or on my phone or like either or.
Yeah.
So like a lot of what I watch on TV sometimes, well, I shouldn't say a lot. I'd say half of the time I spend on TV is watching news. So there's that media. I'm on my phone like anybody more than I probably should be. You know what I mean? I don't use a lot of media during the day when I'm here. I mean, I use the computer, so I'm using media, but I'm not consuming media during the day.
I'm not consuming media during the day.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I'm a pretty avid social media user, but like old people, I use Facebook.
Like old people, I use Facebook.
Right. Well, I'm not old and I use Facebook.
That's awesome. Good. There's still hope for Facebook.
Yes,
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yes, I know a person who streams on Facebook.
Oh, really? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Number 3. How do you think violence has to do with media?
I think certain types of media, like when you're putting bad things into your system, sometimes bad things can come out, right? So does violence in media affect violence in real life? I think to a degree, but I don't think we can assume that's always the case either,
Right.
you know?
Alright, so fourth question. How do you think media has affected the world?
How do I think media has affected the world? I think media has affected the world a lot, especially in the last couple of years, and specific to social media. Like I think social media has had a huge impact, and I think there's a lot of positives, but I think the negatives in some ways, especially related to like teens and kids and stuff. The negatives probably outweigh the positives. I think people get used to interacting in ways that are anonymous to a degree. Like it's different to say something on social media than it is for me to say it face to face. Because on social media, I'm not going to get punched in the face if you don't like it. So yeah.
Alright, so fifth and final question. What do you think of media as a whole?
So I have a journalism degree. So in general, like if we're talking media, like news media and stuff, like I'm a fan of it when it's done right, and I don't know that we're doing it right anymore culturally. I think media, like in terms of television, movies, all of that, like I think it has a place in culture, and I think it has a place. It's important to like track history through that kind of media and whatnot, but I don't think it's. I think the effect media has on our lifestyles and the world is going to continue to be huge.
Right. Alright, well, thank you for your time. And I'll
You're
see you
welcome.
next person.
Boom.
So. Alright, so up next we have, what's your name?
Robert Cecil.
Alright, Robert. So the first question is how much TV do you watch per day?
Like an hour.
Alright. So how much media do you use per day?
Almost zero.
Almost zero.
Almost zero.
Almost zero. Alright, that's good and bad in both some ways. Alright, so number 3 is, do you think violence has to do with media?
A part of it, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so how do you think media has affected the world?
I think media has affected the world in a bad way.
Right.
I want to take Donald Trump, for example, starting the riot
Right,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It was not pretty at all. And then the fifth and final question, what do you think of media as a whole?
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous because people put in like random crap that doesn't even matter on there. Or something that's fake news or something like that, right? Alright, well, thank you for your time, and I will go grab the next person. Alright guys, we're back yet again. So today here we have Aiden, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so the first question, Aiden, is how much TV do you watch per day, like hours or something like
Probably like only an hour and a half, 2 hours.
that? Alright. So how much media do you use?
I use a lot of media. I'm probably on media 3-4 hours a day.
Alright. Do you think violence has to do with media?
Part of it, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Alright, so how do you think media has affected the world?
I think a lot more people are addicted to media. And that definitely don't help them with jobs and helping others.
Right. Alright, so the fifth and final question is, what do you think of media as a whole?
I think it's all right unless you're on it all the time and you get addicted to it, then it's not good anymore.
Alright, yeah, that's very true. Alright, well, thank you for your time, and I will get the next person.